Hello, how we're getting on? Hope you're all alright. So we're back with the match preview for an up-and-coming game on Saturday against high-flying Burnley. Top of the table clash. How many people thought we'd be sitting here and seeing that at this stage of the season? Not many, I tell you. But first, just before we get into the main part of the video, by the time this video goes out, there might have been some more developments, but Ipswich have submitted a £15 million plus £5 million add-ons for Jack Clarke. That's a big worry. You know, a week to go before the end of the transfer window. And we were saying we wanted £25 million for him, but they started off the bidding at 15, rising to 20. Surely they're going to go to 25. I've always said 25 is what I wanted. Me personally think it's nowhere near enough for Jack Clarke. We've seen what the likes of Crisanio Somerville from Leeds, and that's gone 35, 40 million. Surely if we're going to sell him, we're going to have to get top dollar for him. And to me, 20 million, 25 million is nowhere near enough, because what's it going to cost us? You know, the price of promotion, 120 million, you know, so I think we should be looking at you know, around about 40 million, maybe 35, 40 million. But we'll have to wait and see. Like I say, by the time this video goes out, there might have been some more developments during the day, so any more developments that come out, I will jump on and update you. But worrying signs and worrying times with that news about Jack Clarke. But Burnley, you know, we've started off like we couldn't imagine. You know, 2 wins out of 2, 6 goals non-conceded. Like I say, we're second in the league. But Burnley is going to be a massive, massive test at the weekend. Arguably going to be our two toughest games of the season. Both home and away. They're the best team in the league. Managed by Scotty Parker, as we know. Got Fulham promoted to the Championship through the playoffs in 2020-21. Got Bournemouth promoted as runners-up in 21-22. He did have, you know, a bit of a crap spell in Belgium at Club Brugge since then, where he only won 2 out of 12 games. But he's back at Burnley and he started the season on fire. They've won 2 out of 2. They've scored 9 goals in the first 2 games. So they are on fire, but of course they have got Premiership money. They've spent £37 million on players. So they've signed Mike Trezor, Mackem Steve, Andreas Huntingy and Lucas Perez. They've just signed Bashir Humphreys on loan today from Chelsea on a season-long loan. But they've received £37 million in transfers as well. You know, they sent Wilson Odebear to Spurs after the first game of the season. Arjanet Muric gone to Ipswich to goalkeeper, Scott Twine to Bristol City, Bailey Peacock Farrell. So they've recouped what they've spent, and obviously they have them parachute payments from the Premier League as well. So, you know, when you've got that sort of money behind you, you end up becoming kind of a yo-yo team, kind of too good for the Championship, but not good enough for the Premier League. So they're going to be a massive test. Sander Berge apparently is also on the verge of joining Fulham for £20 million, so that's another £20 million they're going to have to possibly reinvest before the transfer window shuts next weekend. Now, Burnley in pre-season, from what I can see on social media or on SofaScore and what have you, they only played 2 friendlies. So Burnley fans, if you're watching, correct me if that's right. But I can only see that they played Warrington, lost 2-1, which I'm guessing it was a pretty much under 21 team, if you like, and then they drew 1-1 with Cadiz. But to only play 2 pre-season friendlies doesn't seem right to me. But now, Burnley fans, correct me if I'm wrong. And if that's right, that you only played 2 pre-season friendlies, then fair play to you for starting the season the way you have. Like I say, opening game of the season, they beat Luton 4-1 at Luton. And then on Saturday, they went and beat Burnley Cardiff 5-0 at home. 9 goals scored, 1 conceded. It's going to be a massive, massive test for us. But if we play like we did play on Saturday, then we'll give anybody a game. They have got 2 good players in that sitting role. They play a 4-2-3-1, similar to how we play, so it might be a bit of a match-up. But they've got the 2 Joshes that sit in front of the back 4, Josh Cullen and Josh Brownhill, who kind of make their team tick. They've got 2 good wingers in Vitinho and Koleosho on the wings. I think Koleosho might be injured, and I took a knock at the last week's game or the Luton game, so I'm not sure if he's going to be fit. And that new signing, Esteve, is their new centre-half, alongside Dara O'Shea, who's also been linked with the Premier League. So the strong all over the pitch. They'll be backed by over 2,000 away fans. So it's going to be a big test. They're going to come up here flying. They're going to come up here full of confidence. They're going to come up here thinking, that in this league, they're possibly too good for this league. But let's hope they come up here similar to Sheffield Wednesday, a little bit overconfident, think they're going to roll over us, and then, if they come and attack us, then we'll have a right chance and a right good go at them. Now, like I said at the start of the video, the season couldn't have gone much better. I know it's only 2 games, but the opening day win against Cardiff, although it wasn't a great performance, was a great result. And then last weekend, was just amazing. Maximum points, none conceded, 6 goals scored in them 2 games, 100% record, and 2 goals from a striker in the first 2 games. Unbelievable. I really hope we can keep that going. That type of performance we'll need against Burnley if we have any chance. We're going to have to be right at the top of our game. But that on Saturday, the press, the energy, the tactics were absolutely spot on from Reggie Lebris, and the focus that he put into that game is really what we've been lacking and what we've needed. Apparently he's a right tactician. He studies the game, he studies the opposition and finds ways to beat them, which is what we've needed. And Saturday's result against Sheffield Wednesday proved that. Time and time again, Sheffield Wednesday fell into our trap. We caught them on the high press. They couldn't get through. We took the ball off them and scored 4 goals. Now, team selection on Saturday, me personally wouldn't change a thing, but I've just got a feeling that Alan Brown might come in for Chris Rigg just to add that bit of experience. But if we do that, then that might take some of the energy away from the press that we had. So I guess Lebris got a choice to make. Is it experience over energy? Me personally would like to see Chris Rigg, keep his place. For me, he got a 9 out of 10 last weekend, but it'll be all down to Reggie Lebris and where he sees Burnley's weaknesses and if Alan Brown or Rigg will be best suited. So a team lineup, I think it'll be Patterson in goal, a back 4 of Trey Hume, Luke O'Nien, Adji Alicia, Dennis Serkin. In the midfield, it'll be Dan Neal as captain, Alan Brown with Job, Patrick Roberts on the right, Jack Clarke on the left if he's still here, and Eliza Mienda up front. Now, see the start the players have made, especially Dennis Serkin, Roberts, Job and Mienda. Serkin providing that balance that we've been lacking on the left hand side. He supports and takes the pressure off Jack Clarke by bombing forward and really helps Jack Clarke down the left hand side. Job looking much stronger and fitter and more energetic than he did last season. Now that was partly because he was overplayed last season. Let's hope we don't fall into the same trap this season and we can alternate Chris Rigg and Job in games where Reggie Lebris sees fit. Patrick Roberts looks right on top of his game. He looks sharp, he looks hungry, he looks fit. And I think, like I said before, that sign of Pervader has kind of given the shove and the push that he's needed. And long may it continue, because now he's got competition for that place. He knows he's got to perform. And Mienda, 2 goals last week. The first one was an absolute brilliant goal, took it really, really well. And the second one, he made the run at the box to be there for the tap-in, a striker's goal, which is what we've been wanting. That's going to be a massive boost to his confidence. However, being really, really realistic, it's only 2 games, and we kind of get carried away. Really, there's still a chance that we could lose Jack Clarke. I know we've got Romain Mundell there as a replacement. It was looking a little bright in pre-season, but he's not a Jack Clarke. If Jack Clarke goes, then it's going to take the shine off a great start of the season. I know our Leeds have already been sniffing around him as well, but apparently they've just agreed to sign a winger tonight for something like €17 million. So that hopefully will then take them off the scent of Jack Clarke. But the Ipswich thing's a massive worry in my eyes, because if he goes there, he's probably going to get game time as well. Yes, there might be the chance that he's going to come straight back down. So you just got to think, if he's enjoying his football here, can we try and get him to sign a new contract? But we know his agent's pushing for that move. And if we get a couple of more injuries in key positions, then we are going to struggle. So yes, it's been a great start. We're all on a high, but you've got to be level-headed. You've got to be realistic, and that until the transfer deadline, when it shuts next Saturday or whatever it is, then we've got to be on our guard, and we still need investment ourselves. You know, we do still need 2 strikers, in my opinion, although Mayenda is looking promising. It looks like we're going to sign that Wilson Isidore from Zenit St. Petersburg on a season-long loan. The Mendy thing, you know, it's more off than on. Apparently today we've withdrew our interest in him, whether that's to try and give them the hurry up. Apparently I read somewhere that they wanted something like €8 million for a 30-year-old. I know he want to spend some money, but that's ridiculous. You know, nobody's going to pay £8 million for a 30-year-old who's only played, you know, League 2 football in France. Not worth it. So for me, they've done the right thing. If they have withdrew, if that's what they wanted, and we move on, I just hope by Mayenda scoring them 2 goals last weekend doesn't put a spanner in the works and they think that we only need 1 more striker, because for me we need 2. We also need a right back and a left back as cover for Trey Hume and Dennis Serkin, because if they get injured, the cover's not there. Timothy Pembele is not good enough to play there. Leo Hjelde is not good enough to play there. So we need decent, good cover who can come in and step in if needed in them full back positions. So score predictions then. Tough one to call really. In 2022-2023, if you remember, we were beating Burnley 2-0 at half time. They come back and beat us 4-2, give us a trouncing in the second half. But away from home, we got that fantastic 0-0 draw, and I think we were the only team to stop Burnley scoring at home up to that point in the season. So it's a tough one. But I'm going to back us to follow up last Saturday's performance with another win. I'm going to go for a hard-fought 2-1 win to Sunderland. I would settle for a point, didn't get us wrong. I think a point would be a great result against Burnley, but if they come here and if they're in the mindset they're going to have it to go at us, it'll suit us down to the ground, because the energy and the pace that we're attacking teams now, if we get behind them, will cause them problems. So that's what I'm hoping for. So Sunderland 2, Burnley 1, but like I say, I'd settle for a draw. Now that leads us on to the shirt competition. So nobody predicted 4-0 last weekend, which I don't think many people were. There was a couple of people close, but nobody predicted the 4-0. But there was a load here did predict the win, which leaves the early scoreboard in the SAFC Shirt competition looking like this. So John Ruddock is leading the way on 7 points. Bill Hanley's on 5. Then you've got Banks and Bell, David Williams, Freshie, John T, Stuart Mack and Gary Milburn all on 4, and a whole host of people on 2 points as well. So you know the drill. You must be a subscriber. Submit your score predictions in the comments below on this video to count for the SAFC Shirt competition. Now the LU soccer one that we ran last week, the black Lonsdale away shirt of 2004, nobody won that, so that one's rolled over to this weekend. If you get the correct score, you'll get 5 points, but you'll also win that shirt, that retro shirt. If it's a draw, as it always is, there'll be a draw where you put your names in the hat, and whoever comes out will win the shirt. We're now only 7 subscribers away from that 3,500. A massive thank you to the response that we've had for the last video, where we wanted something like 30 odd. Loads of people who've returned have subscribed. It's greatly appreciated. We're only 7 away from that 3,500. So close now. At this rate, we'll be catching Themadmistake, and he's on 20,000 nearly. So, keep on going. Well, there's a challenge for you. See if we can get to Themadmistake's 20k. But on a serious note, you can see here, almost 73% of the people who watch me spout this shite aren't subscribed. So if you do come back, and you like listening to me spout the shite, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, cost you out, and show your love for the shite. We might catch Terry one day, you never know. Anyway, that's enough begging for subscribers for one day. But like I always say, watch out for the match review coming out of the Burnley game, hopefully where we've had a decent win or a decent performance and a decent result. Watch out for that coming out. If there's any developments on the Jack Clarke front, I'll be sure to jump on and update everybody and let you know what the crack is. But as I always say, thanks for watching, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra.